A purpose-driven life. This is a great section. Why study critical thinking? I believe one of the key reasons is to have a fantastic life, to be able to go out and do the things you want to do, to accomplish the goals you want to accomplish, and to basically have a phenomenal life. Critical thinking requires the use of self-discipline and self-examination. The rewards are great freedom and the ability to complete projects, achieve objectives, and answer questions with confidence. When you take charge of your mind using critical thinking and make sound decisions, you take charge of your life. Critical thinking is a skill. It will be strengthened by anyone willing to stretch and grow. The brain acts like a muscle. If used, it strengthens. If shunned, it withers. Make a list and check it twice. Here is an example of an exceptional individual who used his critical thinking skills as a young man to map out an amazing life. When you watch this section, imagine what kind of life you can have if you make a plan and then do what is necessary to accomplish your goals. John Goddard, who was a famous adventurer and motivational speaker, decided early in his life to make a list of goals he wanted to accomplish. That list became the inflection point that guided him through the years. He was called the real-life Indiana Jones by the LA Times. At the tender age of 15, John Goddard wrote down 127 goals he wanted to reach in his lifetime. The categories were wide and deep. Here are just a few of his goals. To explore places like the Nile, the Amazon, and Congo. To climb Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Rainier, and Mount Fuji. To swim, to photograph, to study primitive cultures, to explore underwater, to visit the Great Wall of China, the Panama and Suez Canals, and Taj Mahal, and much more. John Goddard accomplished well over 100 of his goals in his lifetime. It all started with a list of decisions and the critical thinking to make it happen. In the late 1970s or early 80s, I read about John Goddard in a Reader's Digest article. I was impressed with his will and accomplishments. I hoped that one day I might meet him. Some years later, I had the great pleasure to meet and dine with John Goddard at his home. It was quite an experience. Before dinner, John showed me around his home and took me into a room with artifacts from around the world. He gently joked with me, and the mood was light. He walked me over to where there was a primitive sword hung on the wall. John reached over and pulled the sword halfway out of its sheath, and then said to me in a very serious tone, "This sword must draw blood if it is ever pulled from its sheath." Then he slowly put the sword back. His message was clear. Just as the sword isn't taken out unless it's used, we need to finish what we start to be successful in life. It was a fitting lesson for everyone who wants to improve their life. John Goddard's zest for life and adventure has inspired many people. When a writer asked about John's age, he responded, "In our family, we don't keep track of years. We keep track of experience. Age is only important in terms of wine and cheese." Whether you are 15 or 80, making a list of goals helps you plan for an interesting future, full of purpose and enjoyment. It is important to learn about others like John Goddard, who mapped out an amazing life. More importantly, what are your life goals, and do you have the skills and the drive to accomplish them? Learning practical, critical thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving skills will provide you with powerful tools, techniques, and methodologies to accomplish amazing things in your life. Thanks for watching.